Hi, I'm Daphne from Daps Makeup, and I am excited to talk about the new YSL blushes. And yes, I got two. You can see which shades that I got. I'm going to cut to the chase. I usually save my opinions at the end. I'll just let you know from the beginning. I love them. I'm going to actually let you just know how I feel about these products now. But please stay to the end because I'm going to have demo videos. I'm going to have swatch comparisons. So please stay to the end. But I just don't want to waste time. So let's talk about the products. Number one, packaging. Obviously, that's what draws us in first, and the packaging lives up. And what's cool about the packaging is that the outer packaging matches the shade. So if you buy multiple blushes, then you don't have to flip them open to figure out which one's which. You'll know from the cover which one you're getting. So that was smart of them. It has that same, packaging where it kind of emulates the bag, and it has that cushiony, touch to it. So packaging, they lived up to it. And then, of course, the next question is, are they pigmented? Do they work? Yeah, they do. These are pigmented. Obviously, I can only speak for these two shades. Now, talking about shades. So it appears here in the US there are 7 shades, but then abroad there are maybe 11 shades. So there's more shades available abroad than here in US. But then also what's interesting is that in the US we have this shade, Spicy Berry, available, but it doesn't quite appear that's always available elsewhere. And maybe they're kind of, looking to the market and looking with the demographics in the different countries and picking the shades that they think are appropriate for the demographics. Thinking like US, maybe we have a greater population of deeper skin tones that would appreciate this deep berry shade, where the other 11 shades are very light. Like some of them are both available here in the US and elsewhere, but then there's a lot of lighter shades. At the same time, obviously, there are people with deep skin tones in Europe, in Asia, and then there are people of fair skin tones here in the US that are wanting those shades that are available there. So there's definitely people losing out on both ends of the spectrum. So you might want to try to purchase, like I said, if you're here in the US and you want some of those fair shades that aren't available here to buy elsewhere, I don't know what the shipping situation is going to be, and then vice versa. If you're from abroad and are interested in this particular shade, you might need to buy it through a US site if possible. That just seems to be the situation. In terms of the shades that are available here in the US, so like I said, there's 7. I got these 2. I will tell you there are 2 other shades I still kind of have my eye on. There's a Berry Bang shade, which I know will work on me. And I think it would be beautiful, but just looking at the collection of my blushes, I just decided, what, I'll pass for now. And then there's this other shade called Nude Lavender. I know I'm totally butchering that name. I forget what it's called. I'll put the name up. That one's intriguing to me, and I'm not quite sure if it would be pigmented enough for my skin tone. Would it be more of a blush topper? Would it be more of a highlighter? I don't know. I'm waiting for some reviews, and I'll think about it. And then the 3 other shades I just felt were just too light for my skin tone. So those are a pass for me. But I'll tell you, these 2 shades I'm very happy with. So for today's look, I actually used both of them at the same time. So in terms of this peachy shade, I have it right on the balls of my cheeks. So this peachy glow right here is from this. And then I put the deep purple berry here on the outer part. And so just to bring more of a contour draping situation. And like I said, I just need an excuse to put both on my cheeks so you could see them at the same time. Because in the demo video, you're going to see me apply them simultaneously. I will tell you, I have initially, I've done a look. And if you follow me on Instagram, you already know I did a look where I just had this on. I've worn this a couple times totally by itself. If I'm able to, I'll post some pictures here to show you what the peach shade looks like by itself, and to also show you what the berry shade looks like by itself. So I'll try to show you those pictures if I can. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go straight into the demo, show you the application, and then we'll do some swatch comparisons. But yeah, I mean, these blushes are great. These aren't the first blushes from YSL. So these are referred to as the Make Me Blush, I believe 24 Billable Powder Blush. Last year they came out with a liquid version, also called Make Me Blush, but they're called the 12-Hour Blurring Liquid Blush. Did not get those. Those were also 7 shades, I believe. The deepest shade was called Berry Bang. And I feel like that one I went in store, I swatched them. I do feel like the Berry Bang probably would have worked for me. The other shades, no. Way too light and sheer. I decided to pass on the Berry Bang just because, number one, I'm just not that big into liquid and cream blushes these days as much, so I'm very particular about that. And then obviously there's a whole controversy going on with that light lavender, milky white lavender shade. And I get it, shades are not all shades are meant for all skin tones, and that's fine. Not every shade has to work for deep skin tones, but it was just the way it was marketed. They actually were showing pictures marketing on black skin tones, and clearly that was not how it really looks like on black skin tones. They were actually sending it out to deep, dark black creators. If you know it's just for fair skin, just advertise to fair skin. Just send it, that kind of thing. Anyway, it was a little bit of a turnoff. We digress, because they were appropriate they gave shades for both fair skin and deep skin with the powder blushes, and the advertisements were appropriate. They show the deeper shades mainly on deeper skin tones, the lighter shades on the lighter skin tones. Like, make it match, right? Make it enough for everybody, but also make it appropriate and matching. That's all I have to say on that. But yeah. So yep, watch the demo video, and then let's come back and do swatches. All right, it is blush demo time. My complexion is done. The simple eye look I did is with the YSL palette. I'll quickly tell you, I took this deepest shade and put that all throughout my transition. And then I took this peachy shade and put that on my lid. So I really just use those 2 shades to do a really simple natural eye look. But we are here to use these 2 blushes in Peachy Nude and Spicy Berry. I have personally used both of these before already individually, but what I'm going to do for this particular look, I'm going to try to use both on my cheeks simultaneously so you can see both on my cheeks. So I will try to put the peachy one on the balls of my cheeks and put the purple one more at the high points. Do a little blush draping, and so you can see both shades on my cheeks. So let's get started. I'm going to start with Peachy Nude. So I'm going to dip my brush here and place it right on my cheeks, and boom. So if you're concerned about pigmentation, even with this lighter shade, boom. Blush, no blush. Blush, no blush. I was going to go back and forth, but let's just do one side of the face so you can see one side of the face fully with blush and the other side of the face with no blush. Hopefully you'll be able to see this right next to this. So let's try. It's my first time doing both at the same time. I'm using a different brush, but yeah. This is, as you can see, is very pigmented. I'm going to brush that. And I kind of made this mistake the last time, and you'd think I would learn. The first time I used this, I dipped this really in, and I actually ended up transferring some of it to the other side. Yeah, so like I said, you do not have to worry about pigmentation. This one you actually have to go into this gently. The peach, you can go more liberal with it. So I'm just gonna kind of blend things together just to smooth things out. I might add a little more peachiness to kind of diffuse some of this berry, because this is pigmented, which is a great thing. All right, so side with the blush, no blush. Let's go on the other side. We'll first time go into the purple. I'm gonna, like I said, be gentle. I actually did have a little bit left over from the other side, just adding a little bit more. And then we're gonna go into the peachy shade and do the same here, putting it on the balls of my cheek so that we are even on both sides. So yes, gorgeous shades, easy to apply, very pigmented. All right, so I added, some bronzers, just some finishing powder. So yeah, this side is a little bit stronger, particularly with the purple on the blush on this side. This side is a much softer version, but that is the blush. All right, so now you've seen it in action. Let's get together and I'll let you know my final thoughts. Okay, it's swatch party time. All right, so we're gonna start with the Spicy Berry shade. I have to tell you, when the ads came out about the blushes, the one blush I knew I was gonna get was gonna be this one. I personally have an affinity to purple blushes. It's just my thing. I just think on my skin tone, this is just it. Purple berry blushes just work really well on our skin tone. So that was a shade that I knew was non-negotiable. This is what I was gonna get. And then it was questionable if I was gonna get 2 or 3 more and what were the other shades were gonna be. I ended up going with the peach and I'm happy I did because I think it's just really a great everyday shade to use. But that wasn't my priority. My priority was actually the purple shade. So I'm going to tell you right now with the swatches. So I try to, pull out some other blushes in my collection. I have a lot of purple blushes that berry purple blushes I'm going to compare this to. I only pulled out a couple of peachy shades. I don't have that many. And, sometimes blushes might lean a little too orange, a little too peach. I try to pick ones that were closest to the new YSL. So it's going to be kind of short and sweet with the peach. But we're going to go through a lot of purple blushes right now, okay? So if you love purple blushes, here we go. So let's find out, is it really different? Do you need it? And this is my first time swatching, so I'm going to be seeing for the first time how different are they from what I have. Did I really need it? I don't care. I love it, so I'm not going to have regrets regardless. But let's see. So let's swatchy the YSL. So this is the YSL. Straight up purple berry blush. All right, let's pick out the next one in no particular order. I decided I'm gonna go with Gucci just because this, and I know it's different, but this is one of my favorite berry blushes. It's called Warm Berry. It's more, I think, more of a raspberry berry rather than a purple berry. So I do think this is going to be definitely different. Yes, it is. Like I said, with this purple section, I wasn't necessarily trying to pick out what's I knew was going to be perfectly comparable to this. I'm just picked any berry purple blush. So we're just going to go through it. So definitely very different from the Gucci. So let's keep it moving. Next, an old fave. This is from Armani Beauty. This is part of the Melting Color Balm. I don't have this shade on. I think it's rubbed off. I think it was Cool Plum or something. You can see a very deep, cool purple. If I find the name, I will put it up here somewhere. So let's see. Hopefully this still swatches well. So you can see much closer to the YSL, but you can tell it's just a cooler shade than the YSL. Next, Valentino. This is a deep berry shade. This is number 11. I forget if it had a. It has another name. I'll put it up, but it's number 11. So this isn't the Valentino shade. So this is a nice deep berry shade. So it's kind of like the Armani. It leans cool tone. It's kind of in between the Armani and the YSL, but still different. YSL still a little bit more purple, a little bit more red berry, where these are a lot more cool tone. This is warmer, I'd say. So the YSL is warmer, where these two are leaning more cool tone. Okay, I know I'm a lover of luxury beauty. My channel, I focus mainly on luxury, but I'm not like completely exclusive where I won't do any drugstore. And I'm going to tell you a great drugstore blush, and it is NYX. These are old, but these are a goodie. And I'm bringing out 3 because, yes, I have 3 berry tone. They're different berry tone shade. We'll go from darkest to lightest. All right. So these are pigmented. So if you need, especially those of deeper skin tone, you need a pigmented blush and affordable, NYX. And it's good quality, like good quality. Like they're drugstore, but they're good quality. All right. So we're going to go over the deepest, which is Boom and Bloom. All right. Swatchy, swatchy. So you can see how deep that is. But like you can tell so far, like what I will say is the YSL is warmer than anything that I have. In terms of a deep berry, it tends to be deep berry cool, which what's nice about the YSL, it's deep berry but warm. Okay, next we're going with Red Riot. And I'm telling you, I love all these blushes. I really do. I really do. So this is definitely going to be warmer. A little bit more similar to the Warm Berry from Gucci, but got some more pink to it, where this leans more red, but still not as purple as the YSL. And then next I got Bang Bang. This, it's a lighter, pinker version, so still different. Let's keep going. We're gonna go with Dior, and this is the Wild Door. This came out last year. And still, you can see different. This is more red, not YSL. Now let's get into Chanel. We'll go into this purple shade here. Now this is gonna be more purple, but this is more like a blue purple rather than berry. Into the deep mauve palette. This is probably more of a raspberry berry again, so this is going to be different. I'm running out of space, but I got a couple Chanel, and you can tell how much I love it. Yes, I have hit pan. That's how much I love it. I told you, I love purple blushes. This shade is Beige Rosé et Mauve. Now this is probably more in the cool tone. And I know, like, it seems like it doesn't show up. It's beautiful on me. Clearly, because I use it so much, it's not swatching well. But it's like a cool tone lavender mauve shade. It's really pretty, but it's definitely not the same as this shade. I have only one more shade left to do. I brought out a really old blush that I have not used in a while, but I used to love. Do you remember these Cover FX blushes? I know the packaging is very simple, almost looks like a bar of soap or something. But this blush and highlighter were one of my faves, and it definitely was great. So let's see how this one does. And since I'm running out of room, we're gonna go back up. So this is the YSL. I'm gonna put it actually on top of the YSL. And once again, this is more cool tone. So what I'd say is, you know, as much as I love purple blushes, as much as I love berry blushes, as much as I love that, and I have so many, it still feels different. Like it's still a warmer purple. I have a lot of more cool tone or straight more raspberry. It's either like I'm going really cool tone purple or I'm going raspberry, a pinkier berry or redder. This is one where it's really truly more warm purple. All right, so hopefully that was helpful. I'm gonna wipe off my arm, or maybe switch arms, we'll see. I'm gonna do the peach shade. Trust me, it's super short. I'm not gonna be as extensive with like I did with the purple, okay? Okay, time for the peach. I'm gonna just switch arms. Don't worry, after I swatch this, I'm only gonna bring out 3 blushes. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I probably do have maybe some more orange peachy shades, but I just try to pick ones that I thought would be probably the closest to the shade, keeping it short and sweet. So let's first start with Peachy Nude from YSL. And it's it really is a peachy nude. It's like, it's peach, yeah, it's like a peach, you know, so it's got some orange to it, it got some pinkiness to it, but it's a great nude, and it is great, like, when you're just doing a natural look, it is a peachy nude, so I think the name was, like, actually perfect. Going back to NYX again, this is called Citrine Rose, and let me... So this one's lighter. That's definitely lighter. Chanel. This is Beige et Coral. Something like that. I don't know if this is... The Chanel does not swatch well. It's beautiful on my face. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. It's just not swatching well. But it's actually kind of close. You know, the YSL is more pigmented and just a little bit, I guess, more orangey, I guess, maybe? I don't know. And then lastly, I'm just going to break out the Snake palette from Hourglass. I love the shade. This came out like 2 years ago, but I still, like, this is what I've been using when I'm looking for a peachy nude, to be honest. This is usually my go-to. And it's kind of similar. Like I said, I feel like the YSL is just a little bit more orange, and my other ones are leaning more pinker with the coral. So this is more of like an orangey coral, where these are more pinky coral. Like I said, I probably could have pulled some more out of my collection, but I think this is enough. I think we're good with the swatches. All right. And just to end the video, just to like wrap things up, you know, just looking back at you know, the YSL products that have come out recently, the purchases that I've made from YSL, I have to say, I think this is my favorite YSL product that I've bought from them, and it is the blushes. They perform well, they're pigmented, and packaging is great. I did a little shorts where I was like, what YSL products to purchase versus pass, and I was like, these are a definite purchase. Some of the things that I had put on the past, I put on the eyeshadow. I'm not returning it. I'm using it today. But as you can see, it's kind of like whenever I do anything with it, it's kind of like a no makeup look. There's not that much pigmentation to it. So I can't tell people like this is like a must have. I love the packaging. And, you know, if I'm going for a soft look, I can appreciate it. But, you know, where these are pigmented, these aren't, but the packaging is beautiful. The bronzer, also I've kept it because it gives it's a nice natural bronzer. I actually have it on my forehead now. I know you can barely see it. It's there, but like just by this much. It's nice if you're going for a natural look, but yeah, you know, I can't say it's a must-have. For deeper skin tones, I can't say it's a must-have because obviously deeper shades in this would be much appreciated. But I do like the formula overall and the packaging. One of the things that I said was something I would recommend to get is it's the Candy Glaze lip gloss stick. And I can specifically say the shade Scenic Brown to show you how much I love it. I can't twist this up anymore. I use this up. Like, this is something that I do need to like repurchase. That's how there's not that many lip products that I go through that I is a true empty. This is a true empty. So I do think this is a good product. I was actually kind of tempted. There was a lip product that came with this collection. You know, this is supposed to be kind of part of, I guess, the Valentine's Day collection. The packaging was cute. I just wasn't sure, did I really need it? And I think at this point, actually, they're kind of sold out. I don't know if they'll restock, but I'm not like crying over that. But yeah, I mean, and even things that I've passed on, well, I passed on for a reason. One other thing I would say is actually a great YSL product that I would recommend is their mascaras. I should have put that in the video. Their mascaras are great. That would be a product I would say from YSL. Would be something I would say consider actually buying. I've gotten it in, I've used them in black, brown, and blue. Love the formula. So So I think those are the best products from YSL, but I think actually the blush, out of everything I've bought from YSL, that's my favorite thing I've ever bought from YSL. Yeah, that's saying a lot. So, all right, that's the end of the video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing to my channel. You know, otherwise I'll see you at the next video and I'll just show you whatever is the next items that have come into my collection. But until then, I just hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.